principal here at Canal High School, and I welcome you to what I consider our favorite morning of the month. So here's the way that it works. Once a month, we ask a member of each of our 9 departments to select one student of the many, many that they encounter every day, a student that truly has outshined the rest. And this morning, we get together during our Student of the Month ceremony to hear their stories. So let's get started. Let's start with our Career and Technology Education Department with Ms. Sutherland.
Good morning. My name is Mrs. Sutherland, and I teach the Project Lead the Way Biomedical Science pathway, and my student of the month is Giselle Dye. So like Mr. Schreckengoss said, we have so many talented students, and we have so many students that we get to pick from each month, and we have to find just one, and that's just so hard to do because Knightlin High School is gifted with a lot of fabulous students, and while Giselle definitely excels, she actually qualifies for college credit for her scores on all of her national exams, and the scores have just kind of been translated for the new exam. She's actually ranked in the top 10% of the nation on her score on her MI exam, medical interventions exam. So those are some great academic accomplishments of Giselle, but the reason I picked Giselle was not because of her technical or content skills, but were those soft skills that we also look to develop in the Career Technology Education Department. Those 21st century skills of cooperation and collaboration and problem solving and critical thinking, and Giselle actually excels at those, and I don't even think she realizes she excels at those. I can count on, no matter what group Giselle is in, that she will use her natural leadership skills to draw consensus on within a group. No matter what the personality or the dynamics are of the group, she's able to kind of quell them together and come to a consensus to solve a problem and to think through a problem and critically think. And she's definitely one that I can count on to make sure that everything is done on time and to high quality within her group. She's just a pleasure to teach and to have in the classroom, and so congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, let's go to our Performing Arts Department with Ms. Mogensen.
I'm here today to also nominate a student, and this is Brooke Bonner. I've nominated her for the Performing Arts Department, which is a really tough thing to do, and all the other educators here are going to tell you the exact same thing, that we have fantastic students here. In our small department of 4, we teach hundreds of students, and we have the honor and privilege to teach these students for 4 years, 2 years, sometimes 1 year. And in this case, I've actually been leading Brooke for 4 years, because this is my 4th year here. So this is my first time that I have been able to teach these students for 4 years and see their growth from where Brooke was a really very shy, timid, and insecure tuba player as a freshman. And now I can depend on her and the growth that she has put into herself. She's invested so much time and work into playing her instrument and asking questions. A lot of questions. A lot of questions at the beginning of rehearsal, during lunch, after school. Can we stay after school? Can you listen to me play this just to make sure that I have it right? Those questions that a lot of other students don't ask. A lot of other students will just say, well, I think it sounds right, or I'm never going to get that part. But she comes forward and she has an instrument at home. She is in during lunch and after school working on these things, and she's improved dramatically in the last 4 years. That's just her musicianship. I also nominated her because her dedication to the band program is unparalleled. She is present at every commitment that we possibly offer, which, if you know what the band program is here, we do a lot. She is in the pit orchestra. She was a leader on the marching band field. She, did I say pit orchestra already? Pit orchestra, marching band. She's in our symphonic band class. She's been all 4 years. Anything outside of school, our fundraisers, our bingo fundraiser. We actually have a closet in the back of the room that almost no one knows exists. It has hundreds of dresses, tuxes, and marching band uniforms. And I don't have time to even look at that room. So it gets unorganized, and we need all our students to look well and properly dressed at every event. Brooke has nearly spearheaded that entire uniform room with the help of some of her peers, but she's really spearheaded the organization of it and putting it together so that everyone is dressed, everyone has a bow tie, everyone has a cummerbund for like yesterday's performance and going into our performance next week. She's put so many hours into just that room, never mind her practice and being prepared for everything else. And that's just what she does in the band room. And I know she's a part of so many other honor societies. She's working right now on preparing something for one of the honor societies. So I'm very, very proud to have nominated her. This was one of the easier decisions I've had to make because it was just very clear to me that she deserves this distinction. So congratulations.
Let's go to our science department with Ms. Parker.
All right, I am Miss Park and I teach chemistry and physics, and I have nominated Jordan Armstrong. I've only gotten to know Jordan this second semester, but what's really impressed me about Jordan is just her work ethic. It's very easy to find kids who are willing to tell others what to do and kind of have that more natural, loud leadership. But what I've come to really appreciate is the kids who are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're always working, they're turning in all their assignments, they're making sure their grades are up, and they're not just telling you what they should do, but they're actually doing it. And that's what I've really noticed with Jordan this year is she's always in class, she's always participating, she always knows what's going on. And it's just been amazing to get to know you this year and just noticing all these things about you. Once again, talking about those 21st century skills, those soft skills, being able to work with others, being able to not just tell people what to do, but to show them what they should be able to do. And I've just appreciated so much getting to know you this semester.
Thank you.
Next, let's go to our social studies department with Ms. McAndrews.
So I am Ms. McAndrews. I teach about 150 students. Whenever I was asked to nominate a student for this honor, it was actually rather easy. I have kind of thought about what student I would want to pick every department meeting that we have, and throughout the year, as I narrow it down, you have remained at the top of the list. So this is Patricia Reyes Osorio. Now, the reason why I chose her, she brings so much to the class. She brings culture, she's always helping others, she is humorous, and she comes in with her notebook out, ready to work. She's also very talented in many aspects. You're brilliant at art, I know you're great at math, and obviously social studies. She's kept an A in my class all year, constantly working. So this was, like I said, a very, very easy decision. I'm very, very proud of you.
Good morning. So this month, English has selected Natia Wallace, not just because of her academics or attendance or anything, although all that is certainly there, but Natia has demonstrated consistently a drive for constant improvement, even though she performs at the top of her class and she's consistently doing well on assignments, papers, tests, etc. She'll always ask me, how could this be better? How could I word this differently? She's constantly looking to improve, even though I'm looking at it and saying, okay, well, you've already exceeded my expectations. You're doing really well. I feel like she still has higher expectations for herself, which is amazing. So all the intangibles are there. She's eager to help other people out. She's participating in class when she feels like she has something to contribute. She doesn't hesitate, and I'm really excited to see where that takes her in the future. So this month, we selected Natia Wallace.
Next, I'll invite Ms. Marchetto.
Good morning. My name is Mrs. Marchetto. I teach downstairs in we call it room 110. It's an excellent, awesome classroom, and if you've never gotten a chance to go down, you should. I had to write this down because I've known Katie for a really long time, and she also lives in my neighborhood. So she gets to see the shenanigans with my own personal family, and we laugh a lot about that in class. There's a quote from the movie Wonder Woman, and in the movie it says, "Love and generosity and affection. We need all of those things more than ever today." And I picked that because Katie she's that. She's love, and she's generosity, and she's affection. And anybody that meets her, their life is made better because of her. When I became the teacher in the classroom, I was nervous, but I was so glad because Katie Burnside was there. And she's an excellent student. She's the light of our class. She's always willing to learn, even when Miss M makes it a little too hard. She'll look at me and be like, "This is kind of hard," and I'll be like, "Oh, okay, sorry." You know, we'll figure it out. And she has a wonderful laugh. She hangs with the boys in the basketball, when we play basketball, and she's a female athlete, which we share in common. She's curious, and she just makes life better for anybody that she runs into. Without her, our class would not be as wonderful as it is. And we're so proud of you, Katie, so congratulations.
Next, let's go to our visual arts department with Ms. Moyer.
So many things I have to say. Mom and Dad, thank you. And Grandma, Grandpa, thank you so much for raising one of the nicest young men that I have known in my 21 years of teaching. He is kind, he's thoughtful, he's courteous, he's willing to help anyone, he works really hard, and he's very creative. And I just found out, talking to his parents, for 2 minutes, that he got a 5 on the AP Calc test. I found out more about him sitting at that table than I knew in class, because he never talks. He just works. He puts up with my shenanigans when I pick on him and tell him he has to bring me flowers because it's Student of the Month. But he's one of the students in my class that when they say, "What do you think? Do you think I'm done?" And I say, "Well, I think you need to do this, and I think you need to smooth that." He picks it up, goes over to his table, does all those things, and then he brings it back, where other kids will just go, So, I don't even know what else to say. You're just awesome, and I am going to miss you when you leave. Okay. Thank you for being you.
Next, we'll go to our math department with Ms. Adelsberger.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Mrs. Adelsberger, and I chose Parker Wynot for the Math Student of the Month. I had the honor of teaching Parker last semester in Algebra 2, and I don't know how much you know about Algebra 2, but the curriculum for that course right now is very difficult. With PARCC testing coming in, it's jam-packed. There's so much information that you need to learn, and when I started 10 years ago, the Algebra 2 content that we're doing now was pretty much the honors pre-calc of 10 years ago. So he's taken that information and he just excelled in all aspects of the class. He asked great questions, he worked really hard. He was one of those that I could collect his paper and that could be my key, because all the work was there, everything was perfect. I mean, it was just always excellent, and I was always impressed. The CCCA, which is basically our midterm assessment, the final exam, their county-made tests in that course are extremely difficult. Parker took them in stride. He did an amazing job. I was so impressed with your work. He was great with his classmates. You know, we all like to, I'm a big fan of jokes and puns, so with the last name, why not? Poor Parker here. I mean, why not pick Parker for Student of the Month, right? Pretty much every day he had to deal with one of my jokes, and he just gave me this great smile and let me keep going. So. But for real, no, he's been amazing, and I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes in the future with his math and also the rest of your career, so congratulations.
Next, we'll go to our world language department with Ms. Hagerke.
Buenos días, soy señora Heguki. Veo que tenemos algunos hispanohablantes, entonces hablamos en español o inglés. Okay, un voto español, los otros inglés, entonces. So this is Tete. She is in my 4th period Spanish 4. So Spanish 4 is a tough course, end of the day, you know, people kind of come in slow, not really all that excited after lunch, but Tete's got great energy, she comes in with a smile, she's ready to work. And, oh, señora, why do you have the llama? Well, Tete, ¿cómo se llama esta llama?
If Pedro is down, you can talk in English, but if he's up, you can talk in Spanish.
Y tenemos que hablar mucho en español, ¿no?
Sí.
Sí, y es difícil a veces, ¿no? Fazio. Okay, excelente. So, Tay-Tay, like Mrs. Sutherland was saying about Giselle, I see Tay-Tay also as a natural leader. You know, that's what I was saying before, where she comes in with good energy, and that's really helpful to me as a teacher. In addition to that, in the classroom, we're inducting some new members in our Hispanic Honor Society this coming Thursday, and Tay-Tay is going to be in that organization as well. She submitted an application. She had to write responses in English and Spanish, and they were rated by a panel of all of our Spanish teachers, and she had a great score, and so she'll be in that group as well. So congratulations, Tay-Tay. Gracias por todo su esfuerzo.
So that concludes our ceremony, and now you probably understand why we call it our favorite morning of the month. Those are amazing stories, and there's so many lessons to be learned through all those stories. And first I say to you this, I experience our teachers every single day, and I experience the passion that they have towards our students. But to hear their stories and to hear it and feel it this morning lasts a month, and I can't wait to come back and hear those stories again. It is amazing. Students, I say this to you, your hard work is paying off. It's working. And today is a clear example of that. So keep doing what you're doing. It's working for you, and as you heard, it's working for others. And for that, I thank you. Because people are watching what you do, and they see that it works for you. You cast that positive ripple around you. And they see that. They see that it's working. And then they do what you do, which builds a strong school. And that's exactly what we have because of people like you. So I congratulate you, and I thank you for that. Parents, congratulations. Job well done. And it's not an easy job. So thank you. Congratulations. Have a great day.